Okay, we start. Namaste and welcome to this evening satsang. I'm inviting you to understand the complex understanding of a word, mind. We are choosing every time new words and trying to understand what is behind this word and why it is so much confusing. If you say mind, everyone has its own answers. What is mind? No? We say love, everyone has its own meaning about the word. Like, I love chicken. No, it can mean anything. So same way the mind, and I open your questions about it. I'm giving the reference from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, which is a completely different point of view about sannyas, about yoga, about meditation. And we are also, as being a part of yoga, we are taking reference book of Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, Maharshi Patanjali. Two reference book. Any other book you can bring if you study Ayurveda, you can bring. And you can bring whatever. You are a Hatha Yogi, Raj Yogi. I will try to clear all and see, because in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, Lord Krishna is saying that mind can become your friend and mind can become your enemy. It depends how you deal with it. So let's, in the broad point of view, I will put a preface of mind itself. And as it has been elaborated to many books, many people have seen it. And Pavel has some specific questions. Please, Pavel.
Yes, I realized that it came from the Ayurvedic point of view, that our body divided into koshas, and mind is situated in mana maya kosha. So my question is, what is the structure of the mind? Or what is the structure? So can we divide mind in some particles and then describe it? And
okay. Yes.
and the second question: what is healthy mind and what is not healthy mind? So it's also made therapeutic use. I mean,
yeah. Okay. I welcome your therapeutic view because you are a doctor and you are concerned. And Ayurveda for sure is a science of age, and it has the mind. Okay, I will describe mind. I will give a preface so that understanding can take place. First of all, if you consult any book you read, in either Bible or Vedas, doesn't matter, but you need to be open to see on which level this book exists. So many books exist on the level of consciousness only. So many of the Upanishad, you see, they are just narrating in 10 sentences and finishing it. 10, 12 sentences and finishing their talk. That's it, finished. Upanishad done. More like Atma Puja Upanishad. Atma Puja means worshipping the self. So Upanishad is there to worship the self. But if you read the Upanishad, you can write it one snapshot on mobile. Only small sutras. This is meditation, this is, and finishing it. What is this? These are on the level of consciousness. So people who are not attached to anything else except they are attached only to their consciousness, no? Beyond ego, beyond intelligence even. And they are just there with Parashakti, like in mysticism, like people are is a mystic. They say mystic like individual consciousness entertaining with cosmic consciousness. So these people we call mystic. They are enjoying in their own realm. So they are mystical books. If you come down, some books are on intelligence level. So intelligence level book like Patanjali Yoga Sutra is intelligence level. And Bhagavad Gita is pure intelligence level. So intelligence level understanding is like this. If you see Ashtavakra Mahagita, Ashtavakra, the Maharishi and Janak, between two dialogue, intelligence level. No, they are talking and he becomes enlightened just by listening. But he is at the level of intelligence. So at the level of intelligence, they just describe what it is, only what it is. No? Once I was interested to learn Tai Chi, but my learning is always on intelligence level. As higher I can learn, I try. So I meet a Tai Chi master and I ask, what is Tai Chi? And she was just doing something, very ordinary things. And I went to her. And I asked, what is Tai Chi? Because I was very interesting to see the flow, the movements. And she says, nothing. All the time, energy coming to you. Whatsoever energy comes to you, you play with it, give it a direction. That's Tai Chi. That's it. And this was all my first and last lesson in Tai Chi. After that, I never asked anyone how to do Tai Chi. Never. One master, one question, one answer, 2 minutes, finished. So this is intelligence level of understanding. So it depends where a person is, where the book is, where you are to understand. So some books are on intelligence level. Some books are revelations, Bible, Quran. You cannot argue with them. They are just agam. We consider it agam. Some of the tantric books, agam, means direct revelation of the person to the God. You cannot find logic. Please don't find logic. Listen it, don't listen it. Believe it, don't believe it. It's your. But here on intelligence level, they use deductive logic, pure reasoning also, supporting that, what it is. So when coming to the mind, I begin from the top. No, I begin from consciousness and slowly come down, referring it. I begin from consciousness. So if we deal with this consciousness, then we make it parallel, mind and consciousness as one. Vedanta. This you are bringing the reference from 5 bodies, is coming from Vedanta. In Vedanta, mind consciousness, you will put one. No, that is your whole sadhana. In Yoga Sutras, mind consciousness using one word, chitta. And it's different progression towards Kaivalya or God is a different matter. Like each step you can divide, but you are seeing it as one. So this one point of view. Another point of view, Hatha Yogi, you saw Hatha Yogi, Asana, Pranayama, they are making laborious work. So in Hatha Yoga, Hatha principle, Hatha means force, active and passive forces, 2 forces. So these Hatha Yogis, for them, mind is what? An attracting force. Mind itself like a magnet. So magnet, what has? It has attracting force. If something comes closer to this periphery, it will imbibe, suck it, make it one. So Hatha Yogis are basically working with force. So their mind, Hatha Yogi mind will be like a magnet because he's dealing like this. So if you see him, a Hatha Yoga practitioner, you will start to come closer, attracted. He will draw you towards such a force that you can't stop yourself. You will keep on coming closer to him. And it's beyond your capacity. He will attract you. He will take you closer to himself. This is Hatha Yogi. So in Hatha Yoga, mind is kind of we study as a force field. We call it a force field. So Hatha Yogi continuously increasing their power of force field through the mind. So they are using mind into this way. And all the practices also to create more and more force field. And they refer to mind in this way. Yeah, Pavel was disturbing me. He was looking somewhere else. So this Hatha Yoga, when we refer to the word mind, we are referring it to as a force field. And all sadhana, pranayama, more and more calm mind. And if the force field is increasing, the yogi thinks, oh, I am growing. There's a sense of growth. I am advancing in my sadhana. My mind is becoming very powerful. So mind to make very powerful is Hatha Yoga. No? So if you read any Hatha Yogi book, when the yogi is referring to the mind, he has this referring to a force-filled mind, attracting force. If you come to Raj Yoga, like Patanjali Yoga Sutra, here mind, they are equating with chitta, consciousness, both together. So they are referring one word. And this also going to Vedanta same way. So if they are both one word, here their premise is this mind, which we are referring to, can lead you towards samsara in bondage. And the same mind, if used properly under the guidance, can lead you to the moksha. In this sense, also you see the mind is a neutral phenomena. It becomes like a neutral phenomena. It depends how you are using it. So here, not the word of use as a utilitarian point of view. We use the word anushasan, training, discipline. So in Raja Yoga, the work of the practitioner is, when it's referring to mind as one with consciousness, Atma, Chitta, soul, and it's training the mind in such a way that it leads me towards liberation. That's the whole sadhana in Raja Yoga. And it's on intelligence level. First definition, this is it. And slowly he's coming down to also to support very beginners, but he's talking from the top. So this is the Raja Yoga, mind. Now we come to Ayurveda. They're also referring to the mind, but more like a manas. No? So in Ayurveda is dealing with your body, your diseases, your mood, your temperament, your thinking, your personality, your characters, so many things, no? Physical and mental health, both together. So for Ayurveda, they referring it to a crisscross, like, to give an example, you come to the center of your city, call it a city center. Suppose you are Moscow or Delhi or Bombay, anywhere. Once you reach to that city center, you see so many things crisscross information, so many things happening. If so many things happening, in your mind also so many crisscross happening. So mind becomes a climate. So mind is kind of a plate, kind of a crossroad, where so many things going and coming, and mind trying to make a meaning out. So mind is comprehensively trying to make meaning of this all crisscross happening and giving you a climate. Like if your mind starts to function like a city center, your climate is like a city center. You become the inside as a city center. Same mind, like if you go to a calm, quiet place, nobody is there, natural, everything natural, not contaminated, then mind will work differently. It's a different climate. So Ayurveda studies your mind, how much information crisscross going on, and what kind of climate, means temperament, means the mood. So if Ayurveda refers to the mind, it is referring to so many crisscross happening and all together giving you a climate, a temperament, a mood, a personality, a color, a character. So Ayurveda is studying mind in a different way. So that's what I'm saying, that if you are referring to the mind, if you come to Buddhism, mind. So what is mind? Nothing. A component, just a component. Together, it has a meaning only when it is communicating with consciousness, with ego, with body. So Buddhism seeing it in a relative aspect, not independent mind itself, but seeing mind, existence of mind in relation to ego, or in relation to body, or in relation to consciousness, whatever call. So it's not independent, its existence is relative. So Buddhism says nothing. Shunya. There is no mind. You are unnecessarily recognizing it. It doesn't exist independently. Its existence is dependent on something else. Why bother about it? There is nothing. It's relative, unnecessary. You are giving importance. Drop it, attain nirvana. So you see, different culture, different system, looking at the same thing from different point of view, and they have different import behind this one word, mind. But it's very important, and everyone has to use it, same like we use the word body, mind, and soul, and God, and the world. These 5 words, we can't stop using it. And in this 5 word, we exist. So each person, if you are studying, asking, see the reference point. Who is the writer? What is the book? And what the reference point of the mind one is saying it. Now come to psychotherapy. The exist mind is still. We come to Western psychology and they study the mind. Here, mind is studied in relation to action and reaction. In therapy, is all mind is studied what you will act or react or response. The whole therapy is how your mind is reacting to a stimulus. That's the study of psychotherapy. So there, mind is in a different way. Mind is studied as a component interacting with something else, and what change is happening means what response coming or what reaction is coming. We can meditate in all the way. As far as the enlightenment is concerned, it doesn't matter how you're taking the mind, but your meditation technique should be synchronized. If you are a psychotherapist and using the mind, then what you practice in meditation for your self-growth, going beyond nothing, am I reactive or am I responsive? Am I taking the responsibility of my communication or throwing on somebody else? If you're throwing on somebody else, psychotherapeutically, you are sick. If you are throwing your responsibility on somebody else, psychotherapeutically, you are sick. Psychotherapy will first teach you, take the responsibility. First thing teaching will come to the client. Take the responsibility. Say, I am doing it. Take the power in your hand. Do not give your power to somebody else. Take all the power in your hand. You are the controller. No? That's the whole effort of psychotherapy, to make you responsible, to make you feel you are the controller. Everything is in your hand. You can control the situation. You are the boss. You are the owner. And then person relaxes. Yes, therapy done. And if you are reactive to some situation, psychotherapy will train you through NLP or psychoanalysis, any psychodrama, so many methods available. They train you what? To be responsive. So this is mind, no? Same like love. It has so many meanings in different books and different cultures, expressions, one word, and as many meanings as many times you speak it. Even in you, it keeps on changing. Now the mind in you will change. No? Now if you read the mind, you will be what this person is trying to say with the mind. Is it coming from psychotherapeutic way, his trained mind, or coming from Ayurvedic way, or is a Raj Yogi, is a Hatha Yogi, is a Buddhist? What way? No? So you will try to understand the person rather than understanding the word. In the communication, yes, words are important, but what is important to understand the person who is speaking, not what he is speaking. That's the real communication, that you understand the person, not that grammatically he is correct or not correct. This is a linguist will see differently, no? So this as a meditative point of view, hence we are from medical field. Maladika therapist, Pilar, psychotherapist, some doctor, Indu Agrawal is there, doctors. So we are coming from different perspective. I am a yogi, so I have my own Hatha Yoga or Raja Yoga point of view. I am also a therapist, so I also see into that way, but I see all the way and try to understand the person when he's talking, from where the person is coming, what is his understanding about the mind, where his ego is identified. I'm Buddhist, I'm a Hindu, I am Vedanti, no, I am Raj Yogi, no, I am a Hatha Yogi, no, I am only this yogi. So person I, wherever the person I is identified, if you can see, you understand the person. And then you understand the words of the person because you know the context. So understanding a word in different context, what I'm saying for the same reason, which is the global demand for the next generation. If you call yourself young, you're welcome. Otherwise, whatsoever I'm saying, it was for coming young generations because they have to deal with this phenomena. And AI will go cuckoo because it has to find all the reference point of the mind to communicate with humans. Otherwise, it won't develop. AI has to develop like a human, replacing human. So when you talk to AI, you should not feel that I'm talking to a machine. That's the whole purpose. But AI will go crazy. So for coming generation, not to disturb their mind and give a meaningful impact so they can communicate with old generation also. If we have this, we will not have generation gap. So I will not have a generation gap to talking to teenagers in modern, and even after 50 years, somebody will be born, still not communication gap. So there is no generation gap, it's only communication gap. Words changes the meaning. For the parents, this word has different meaning. Parents, when I was there, love means this, love means that. Love means, they have strange, their own understanding of love. New generation, his own understanding of love. So it's the communication gap and generation gap. We should not call it a generation gap. We just call it a communication gap. So this is the preface of the mind. Then only we can go to the reference point of Gita or reference point of Patanjali or Vedanta or Ayurveda or Hatha Yoga or psychotherapeutic point of view. I know I have come across only few like this, and you may come across more. Yes, and if you study a particular Sampradaya book like Kashmir Shaivism, Tantra, their mind is nothing. Mind is the controller of the sense organs, honor of the sense organ. And senses are reporters. Simple, very simple. That mind is governing the sense organ, and sense organ are reporting it, giving the information back to the mind. And you meditate. You give freedom to the mind, full freedom, and complete opening to understand the senses. And you give full freedom to the senses to smell, to touch, bring maximum information. And then mind is there to imbibe, make meaning, and govern it. Governing it is the honor of the senses. No? We call it Ganesha. If you study Kundalini, then Ganesha forms changes. And we worship Ganesha here as a honor of these chakras also. So Ganesha has many forms. So when Tantric will begin, he will worship Ganesha in a different way. Here is the motivating factor, the main principle, which will give him life to keep on moving on the path he has chosen. And until it will be finished, this will, each time he will remember it and it will motivate the person. So that's the Ganesha, and each time it's changing, the motivating, the incarnation or diagram of this motivating fact, which will motivate you to move. So one mind, so many meanings about it. Your question, if I go, Pavel, because if Malavika would have asked, she would have a different question completely, or Pilar, but you coming from your medical point of view. So here, your point of view, you are referring to koshas, like different koshas. In Vedanta, we go. So Vedanta is also giving you a sphere, a house concept. Here also, under the mind is your prana, your energy body. Under this energy body, then you will find your physical body. Manomay, yes, Annamay, Pranamay, Manomay, no? Vigyanmay, Manomay, Anandmay. So this has a different concept. If you will do Vedanta, if you study Vedanta, if you follow their technique, then you will see it like houses, like one house, this body, but it is housed under pranic body, energy body. So one house under another house is housed together. So this pranic body will be housed under the Manomaya Kosh, mental body. So if you have this point of view, this way. So if we see this way, that one house, another house, they are interrelated and affecting each other, communicating with each other. They are not concrete walls, they are live, liquid, dynamics. No? They are moving, they are dynamic, and one upon another. Here is also coming the hierarchical system. Hierarchy, same Sankhya principle, same Sankhya yoga, improvised by Vedanti. No? Mixing it with Upanishad point of view, mixing it with Gita point of view, and Sankhya yoga point of view, bringing it all together becomes Vedanta. But same point of view, they are mixing, hierarchy is there, and one house under another house. So mind in one house, in one way, it will be governing the pranic body, energy body, and will be governed by intelligence, by knowledge body. No. So this is the mental outlook. Like if you make a sense of philosophy, make a diagram, make a picture, give it to the right brain also to include its meaning, not only left brain logic, but giving it a comprehensive, a diagram, a picture, a symbol, a visuals, and then they both combine, right and left together. So your point of view is Vedantic, and you know that Ayurveda, taking everything from Sankhya, Prakriti, that thing, and at the same time he accepts yoga, not is against. But his Ayurveda sees yoga not for therapeutic point of view. Ayurveda sees yoga only an enlightenment point of view. And all therapy and everything, it keeps to itself. Ayurveda keeping it to itself, therapy and this repairing of the body and mind, it keeping to itself, and giving the enlightenment responsibility to yoga for moksha. So Ayurveda taking yoga only for moksha and all other our description. And it describes mind in its own way to heal, because medical diagnosis is needed, prescription is needed, medicine is needed. So it sees mind in a different way as a climate creator, mood creator, character creator, personality creator. And it's all happening. How much crowd there, no crowd there, what movement there. This way it studies the mind. So structure of the mind. Yeah, your question was the structure of the mind. So structure of the mind is not given by many, but Vedanta is giving you this, and yeah, and it's all liquid. There is no concrete structure there, because you are studying the force field. So you can only study that this person mind has this much force field. So structure of the mind is very difficult to define in Hatha Yoga. It will be depending on the methods they are practicing, technology. So in Hatha Yoga, technique is very important. Same Padmasana, same Surya Namaskar, same simple movement. If somebody knows and teach you, you will see the miracle. And people doing it for millions of years, nothing is going to happen about it. Why? Because its force field is liquid and there is no structure. Structure is created by yogi through the practice. So which technique you are practicing is very important for Hatha Yogi. If you meet a Hatha Yogi, he will, oh, you are practicing what technique? Kundalini. What you are doing to create this force field? Oh, your face is glowing. Wow. What you are doing? What you are doing? So they go in asking what you are doing, what you are eating, how asana, which pranayama, what is your ritual, how you're spending your time. Same like athletes are interested to know the routine of their elders. No, if a small athlete go in boxing or racing, he will be interested only to follow the routine and diet of that who is succeeding. So his question is, what is your routine? What is your diet? No? Anybody taking gold medal, they will be interested how much practice, how he practiced, what he did, what he eat, how many hours. So in doing mode. So in Hatha Yoga, if you study, the structure of the mind is fully your practice. If you remove the practice, it will collapse. If you will not do the practice, the attraction will be gone from the face. The force field will be start to disappear. So they are very conscious. Their routines, their structure, their practice, too much conscious about it and don't want any disturbance. So they don't like people because it will disturb their routine. The moment a new person came, it will disturb the routine. Routine disturbed, structure disturbed. The structure of the mind is disturbed, is shaking. He is fully disturbed. So you don't want to see anyone in my life. I was so happy. And this man came and everything went wrong. My whole aura disturbed, my structure, because structure is dependent on the practice of the technique. Yes, Malvika, please. You are muted, Malvika.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm listening to all these various approach to the mind. Sometimes the mind is creating the force field. Sometimes the force field is affecting the mind. So, what is the role of intention, which comes essentially out of the mind, in creating that life which we are aspiring to?
Yeah. See, Malavika, you are a therapist, no? So you are asking the question, mind, reference relating to ego, intention. Someone will hold the intention that will affect the mind.
Or the other way about.
Yeah, no, mind is, no, here, how you study the mind, as a psychotherapeutic point of view, or as a therapist point of view. In therapist point of view, you must have to accept I. Yeah. Otherwise, therapy will not happen.
Correct.
Therapy will not happen. So here, I will hold the intention. I will hold the desire and give this intention to mind to further elaborate in future, creating options, creating many choices to the mind. I will hold the intention, give it to the mind to function in detail, create many varieties, many options, many choices, so that you can choose and you come to the point. Intention, if you inculcate in the mind intention, then it will become other way hypnosis. If you want to give this responsibility to the mind, then intention has to be inculcated, hypnotize the person. In the mind, it should be settled in the very deep unconscious. So the therapist, as a hypnotherapist, he will try to inculcate the intention as deeply into unconscious possible. in the mind, it will settle. But consciously, if you go through a therapeutic point of view like NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, or the psychodrama or modern therapy, is assert the I. Assert the I. You have to say, I am. Not throwing responsibility, I am not. No, it won't work. So creating an I, a ego structure, either you create by Gestalt or any other therapy, you have to create a personality. If old personality is sick, not working, old characters are sick, you have to bring a new character. You have to give birth to it. That is the whole Gestalt therapy. Giving a new characters, completely new characters. And then giving intention and inculcating the intention deeper and deeper, and giving the mind variety of choices. So mind can have an idea, oh, I can work with this to many dimensions, create many choices. And then ego will identify to one choice, which psychotherapist will help to identify it. But give an idea that you have many choices. In psychotherapy, we must give the idea to the client that you have millions of choices. Don't worry, person is happy. But the therapist knows that there are not so many choices, but mind will create choices. So once person becomes, oh, I have many choices in my life, person is healthy. Person is excited about it. And then psychotherapist intelligently give the right intention, right choice to identify to this person and bring a new character, new personality, like begins, like a person is worried whether I should divorce my wife or I should remain in marriage. No, now very difficult. Either way he thinks, his choices of life disappearing. Either he divorces or remains, both ways in hell. He thinks, oh, so no choices. You need a therapist. You go to therapist. Therapist will collide two personalities. One thinking to divorce, one thinking not to divorce. Two diametrically opposite. We collide both and create a new character. A new personality will be born, which will be balanced. And take the qualities, good qualities of both, create a new character, give a new choices. Person is healthy, but a new personality. So his old personality, which was with his wife, will not be there.
Right. Thank you.
And his projection, if I will divorce, I will die, how I will do, that character is also not there. So combining these two, we are creating new personality, new characters, new choices. And person after psychotherapy will be happy. Oh, I have a new life now to live. New choices to make. My life begins now. So he's not going down the drain in depression and eating pills like that. Or frustrated, he will become schizophrenic. If he will remain a lot of time, he will spend on two polarities. He will become fully schizophrenic because both personality cannot communicate. If two personality cannot communicate, it's schizophrenia. Having hundreds of personality is not schizophrenia. It's your multidimensional personality. It's your exuberance of being. You are expressing yourself in so many dimensions. So having 1,000 personality, 1 million personality, you will be rich. Problem arises when one personality cannot communicate with other and particularly becomes completely 36, fully opposite, then schizophrenia. So it is considered diagnosed as schizophrenia in medical science, psychotherapy. But having 2-4 personality is not schizophrenia, provided they are communicating. You will be very strong. If you have 20 personality and they're both communicating to each other, my God, you will become a superhuman. Super personality will come out of that. What is Lord Krishna? We worship him as the full incarnation of God. So many personalities, so many characters, even opposites, but full communication, full harmony. That's why we call it full incarnation of God. All the 36 qualities, all the arts, everything there. and not in against to each other. He's touching the woman, not against his enlightenment, that he will fall to the earth, down to the hell. So a Don Juan and a great mystic has no objection to each other. See, a Don Juan character and an enlightened mystic beyond intelligence, controlling, channeling the superpower of the cosmos, have and complete celibate, a personality fully celibate, and with Don Juan, full communication there. Full communication there. So having 1,000 personality is not a disease. If a psychotherapy is not smart, is just reading few books and become psychotherapist, don't listen. Matured, from where psychotherapy is coming? What is schizophrenia? Is a new person who read books in psychology, they think everything is sick. So having 4 personality, even they are completely opposite to each other, is not schizophrenia, provided they are communicating. Understanding this, Gestalt came. From where the Gestalt therapy originated. It says that having contradictory personality is not a disease. Disease is miscommunication between two. So a Gestalt therapist, what he will say, right hand is the person wants to give divorce. Left hand person doesn't want to give divorce. Two opposites. Now therapy begins. I don't want to explain techniques. Pilar will do better, but I use in extreme cases. If really I see this person is going to be schizophrenic, no way, repair it. Then I don't use meditation, I use therapy. Psychotherapy, if Gestalt is working, I cannot teach them, no? Mind is nothing. No, mind is everything in front of him. You can't teach Buddhism. Oh, everything shown your mind is nothing, it's just relative aspects of drama. No, it won't work. Person is sick. You need to use Gestalt. So I use Gestalt. I use whatever works. Who cares? It should work. And I don't want to make person enlightenment. Give discourse will not work. You have to create a completely new character. After that, 6 months, 8 months, this character stabilizes, then he can meditate. Otherwise, cannot. No asana, he cannot sit silent. So here, Malavika, I tried my best to refer to your point of view, explaining the mind in this way. No? So this outlook I give to the mind as a therapist.
I have one more question.
Please.
So sometimes, people come to a person like me, and I'm sure it's true for you also, everybody here. And their whole approach is, you fix me. You do something and I'll be okay.
Yeah. It's not your problem, it's problem of every guru.
So that's, yes. So then what would be some of the...
Yeah, very good question. People expect from me that I should touch and they should be fixed, everything done.
Jesus Christ could do it. Why aren't you doing that to me?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you an enlightened master? Yes. Touch me and I should be cured.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. So this is Malavika, you can see in a psychotherapeutic point of view. These people coming for psychotherapy, and you should have the same look of psychotherapy. You cannot expect them to be a Buddha and take responsibility on the self or misery and everything. So here, this psychotherapy works with psychotherapy, expectations and reward. No, same way. So whatsoever person can expect from you, you need to clear it off what reward you can offer.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Right in the beginning.
Right in the beginning or immediately depends upon if you are compromising how much. It's depending. Yeah, so we also many times have to be silent, listen, everything until the right time comes to explain something. You cannot make somebody understand. You cannot make a first standard student, and you cannot give mathematics of 5 to them. It will be too much. So you have to wait and make them. So it's very simple. These people, I also see the expectation of others, how much I can fulfill somehow to make it clear. Oh, this is my capability. This is the reward I can offer. So you please work on your expectation. But I can work only on my expectation that, oh, this person should be very intelligent. No, he should be very independent, but I give him one session and after that, the person should be independent by him walking. No, you should also understand that a child is a child. He needs your hand to walk slowly, slowly. So you take the hands of the child and walk with the child, teach them how to walk, teach how to learn, motivate them to run, motivate them to play alone, motivate them to go to other children and play slowly, slowly. Motivation. But expectation is from the client side. We as a therapist cannot have expectation. That a doctor cannot have expectation that my patient is healthy. Patient is, yes, doctor have a motivation to make the patient healthy, to make them as much less and less presence is needed of the doctor. Slowly, slowly, he's making the patient independent that go home and live your life. You don't need me. The job of the doctor. The job of a therapist, yes, slowly, slowly making. Some person doesn't want to be independent, doesn't want to be cured fully. So what? But this is like this. We can only work in our expectation. So if we are having expectation from a child that a child is not running, not cooking, not independent, no, we should drop it. As a therapist, you should drop any expectation from the patient. If he is having or she is having, it's their problem. Your job is to clarify that this is only reward I have. Slowly, slowly, make them understand. I have this reward. If you want, it's yours. You can have your expectation. But we drop our expectation. Why we expect that a healthy person coming to my clinic? No way. If somebody is healthy, why?
Thank you.
Welcome. We have 10 minutes more. I was just giving the background to understand many questions. No? I have to see my next questions, which Pavel put up. I have 10 minutes. Just give me 1 minute to have a look over the question.
It's about healthy and unhealthy mind.
Healthy and unhealthy mind. Now we are coming again. I remember J. Krishnamurti immediately because he says his definition of healthy mind as a meditator to the meditators. He says, a mind without wound. He has his own way of it. A mind without hurt. A mind which is not wounded, a mind which is not hurted is a healthy mind. A mind which is wounded, which has hurt, is opposite to that. So degree of wound, degree of hurt there in the memory of the mind is sick. If in the memory of the mind, there is no hurt and there is no wound, mind is healthy. If we would like to elaborate it, we need 1 hour more because we are bringing a new perspective of healthy mind and sick mind. It is an enlightened master's definition of J. Krishnamurti. We can have many outlook from different levels at the level of consciousness, At the level of consciousness, J. Krishnamurti is saying this, giving this definition to the mind, that you cannot realize God or get to know yourself here the same way. This mind will become for you a bondage, a barrier, if it is wounded and hurt. So the same mind will lead you to bondage. Remembering this wound and hurt, ego will create a negative cause of living. This negative cause will be destructive, violent, competitive, ambitious, and non-caring about anything else except what this mind wants. So, wounded mind. An unhurt mind will be full of bliss, blessings, because no negative cause of living, only positive cause of living. Just for the humanity, just for giving enlightenment, just for giving happiness to others, just for this person is living. This is enlightened definition. If you want to go down at the level of intelligence, ego, and mind, and psychotherapy, and Hatha Yoga, Raj Yoga, healthy mind and sick mind, you will have many views. You're welcome next time, next Friday. Bring more specific questions. This is a very broad point, but if you specify, it's very interesting. If I just explain as a broad point, not so interesting.
Thank you.
And one more small thing.
Please.
You mentioned the mind can be the enemy to the
Yeah,
person.
I just described to Malavika.
So
You were out.
Yes,
you lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Your question
Okay.
was there, healthy, and then I started with J. Krishnamurti. I repeat again.
Okay.
So J. Krishnamurti gives
Yes,
it.
I
J.
understand.
Krishnamurti gives this definition for healthy. Hurt mind, wounded mind is sick. Unhurt mind, unwounded. You have to. J. Krishnamurti is analytic. So opposite. So unhurt mind, unwounded mind is healthy. His definition will be dialectically opposite. He is very logical and very rational approach to truth. So he cannot say like this. He will only say unhurt mind, unwounded mind, healthy mind, hurt mind, wounded mind, sick mind. Because hurt and wounded, you get hold on to negative cause of living. I want to live to destroy Pakistan. I want to live to destroy this country, this America. I want to live to take revenge from this negative cause coming from hurt and wounded mind. So he's going to the roots. And same, he is having the same, he was trained in Vedanta. He was trained in Upanishad. So he cannot go away from that. He's keeping the same line that the same mind can be the cause of bondage. Same mind, if you train, can take you to the liberation. He's fully on Vedantic point of view, but radically expressing himself with his own logic. Just because he doesn't want like organizations. He didn't want organization. He didn't want to become a guru and don't want to follow this gurudom business. So he was against it. Otherwise, he's pure Vedantis. Just using different way, it makes sense to America because he's using psychotherapeutic language. Just to make understand the American mind.
Thank you very much. I'm not able to attend these on Fridays, but every time I manage to attend one, I
Recordings are there. Recordings are there in video book sadhana. And
every time I come, I take away a little gold nugget. So thank you very much for that.
I know when Malavika came, she will steal something. I know already.
Thank you. I will take your leave now. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. We have 3 minutes to conclude. Anybody likes to conclude? Welcome. The whole context. Or any words, whatever you were taking away, please at least tell me, Malavika, tell us what you are taking away from us. We will be missing, no? That thing.
Yeah, I will. It's I just want to thank you and everybody over here for this conversation, which ultimately comes down to me as this expansion of the sense of who I really am, and how I can express in my life what I have come here to do. And I'm beginning to realize what I've come here to do is that which gives me fulfillment. And so whenever there is a little bit of like, the fulfillment is kind of on the going away, sort of getting weaker, then the need to sit and ask myself the question and contemplate on, so what am I thinking? What am I judging? How am I reacting? Which sort of gives me the insights as to this is where the tweaking is needed. So the mind is very active and getting progressively more aware. And all those wounds are kind of getting healed. The older I grow, the more I learn, the more I practice. So it is, what I want to say is, may I stay aligned to this journey.
We pray for you. Malvika remains aligned to her journey until her last breath. Blessings of Navaratri.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll take your leave.
Okay, so I'm also 7:59. I'm closing the conversation. Anything more, Pilar or Pavel or anybody else? What you are stealing, what you are taking away? Taking away means you are stealing something. No? I have to look what I am missing now after this discourse. Okay, see you next time, next Friday. Same topic continues until full enlightenment, like full clarity takes place in your mind and no question remains about mind.
Will that ever be? No question remains.